What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Driller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, this show from January 11th, 2019. They were at Nashville, Tennessee, at the Asylum. Don Callis and Josh Matthews were your commentators. This was the fallout of Impact Homecoming, and let's get right to it. This was their debut on Pursuit Channel and to be on Twitch as well. I would prefer Twitch TV. That way you can avoid any worst commercials ever for this generation. Just saying. But the show opened up with Impact World Champion Giant Impact addressing about what happened with Ty Valkyrie by the hands of Killer Cross, where Killer Cross palm bombs his wife off the stage to a bunch of people, preventing her to go to the hospital. What, did she have an anxiety attack, a panic attack, a heart attack that had her go to the hospital? Oh my god, it's so stupid. I'm sorry, it is stupid. Ty Valkyrie getting, a female wrestler getting power bomb onto a bunch of people, prevent her to go to the hospital. If anything, the people that should that got power bombed by Killer Cross with Ty Valkyrie, to these people, some people should be going to the hospital. I'm just saying. Not really, but I get the point. I'm pretty sure I got the point. I thought that was stupid though. So instead of Killer Cross coming out, Brian Cage comes out. He wants a rematch against Giant Impact. He's furious about this whole situation too, and all about how Giant Impact ended up winning the match against Brian Cage, where Brian Cage could have beaten him, if it wasn't for those Survivor idiots. So then Killer Cross comes out. He talks about how Impact how Giant Impact is fired up and all that. Giant Impact gives Brian Cage a super kick to get him out of the way. Killer Cross gets attacked by Giant Impact, with a dive. Brian Cage goes for his discus lariat. I believe it was a disc lariat or just a regular lariat. And then Killer Cross gives him a lariat of his own to Brian Cage. Brian Cage just gets back up. Killer Cross senses that, and he decides to leave. And then Brian Cage he lays out Giant. I think he laid out Giant Impact, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, no, he didn't. He actually was posting for the world title. Then we go backstage and we see Giant Impact and Brian Cage having they're having an exchange of words, and Brian Impact says, "I'll give you a rematch if you let me get to Killer Cross first and all that. Let me take care of him, blah blah blah." And there you go. I thought it was alright, the opening segment. I was not real Giant Impact saying that whole thing where Ty Valkyrie is in the hospital because of that spot. So stupid. Again, stupid. That's why she's in the hospital. Even though she's a freaking wrestler, but okay. The Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix goes up against the Rascals, Dez and Wentz. And matches up. I thought it was pretty good. And it obviously ended with the Lucha Brothers ends up going over. Nothing to say about that match, but yeah. Killer Cross was backstage. He promises to beat down on Giant Impact, and we'll get to the main event. Josh Matthews introduced the new Impact X Division champion, Rich Swann. Rich Swann talks about how the history about the X Division, and also in Sami Callihan comes out to interrupt, and he's basically talking about his history with Rich Swann is something that he should be talking about, and he wants him to he also offers him the OVE T-shirt to join to come home to the family, whatever. Willie Mack comes out, he starts brawling with Sami Callihan, and we get a rematch from Sami Callihan and Willie Mack from Homecoming. The only difference is there was no Dave Chris at ringside for Sami Callihan. And what happened in this match? Different result here too. Sami Callihan ends up losing against Willie Mack. So because he doesn't have OVE with him, Jay Chris and Jay Chris, Sami Callihan can't win matches without them. That's basically the turn that's in the story here with Sami Callihan. He can't win a match on his own, but he needs OVE at ringside to help him win matches. I didn't like it. And on top of that, I didn't like that they did this match already on Impact Wrestling, when they just did this match on the pay-per-view, where people bought money to see to see this match between these two, and then began the match again between these two, and it's for free. I thought it was stupid. Scarpa though, she comes out, she wants to reveal who's going to win the talent search that she's been doing for months. But before she does that, she wants to celebrate by disrobing herself. Also, we get Desi Hit Squad coming out to interrupt it, and then Scott Steiner comes out. He makes his return to be up on Desi Hit Squad, and then Scarpa Doe ends up doing her lap her thing by taking off her robe, and Scott Steiner gets a front row seat. And Scarpa Doe, and by the way, I love the lingerie that she was wearing too. The smoke show. And yeah, that's basically it for Scarpa Doe too. And we'll get to more Scarpa Doe when I get to the next review of for Impact. What they did with that. Tessa Blanchard defeats some woman named Kala Collis. Kala Collis was trash, by the way. Nothing to say about that. But I do want to say that Tessa Blanchard uses Gail Kim's finishing move to eat defeat to win the match, which tells you something about that one. Eddie Edwards is talking backstage. He's being interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell about moving on from Moose. And then Electric interrupts about the whole hardcore flag that that Eddie Edwards is not carrying by because of guys like Tommy Dreamer and Abyss. And there you go. That's gonna be the next feud too, by the way. What's it gonna lead to? I'll talk more about that when I do the next review of it. So, we should go backstage and we see Dark Alley and Su Yung, and they got a warning message from Rosemary. So yeah, Rosemary was not there, but doesn't mean she's not gonna appear anytime soon. But I'll get to more of that when I do the next review of it. So. And finally, the main event match, which is no disqualifications. Basically no disqualification rules. And it features Killer Kross versus the Impact World Champion, Giant Impact, in a non-title match. This match was pretty good. It was some weapons involved, of course. Giant Impact and Killer Kross were showing how a feuded rivalry can work in wrestling. If the story told us right. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. And I don't fully blame Dean Ambrose for that. I fully blame Seth Rollins. But anyways, I'm just saying. But I love this feud between Killer Kross and Giant Impact. It's done right. Just saying. And then we get Moose involved. Yeah, so Moose is back with Killer Kross. So yeah, Moose ends up costing Giant Impact a match. No disqualification rules, basically. Killer Kross ends up winning with the cross jacket. That submission move that he does, and wins the match. So yeah, he's got Giant Impact's number because of that. Because, of course, with the help of Moose. And there you go. That was the show. I thought the show was alright. Nothing groundbreaking. There was no return. Other than Scott Steiner returning, there was no debuts. And no, Collis. Now I forget how to say her name now. There's just a female jobber who jobbed to Tessa Blanchard. She's not there full time. She it's not her debut. It was just an enhancement talent to feed to Tessa Blanchard. But yeah, no debuts. other than Scott Steiner's return, there was nothing groundbreaking about this event other than moving forward to some new feuds for 2019. But besides that, talking about wrestling for Impact Wrestling from January 11th, 2019. 4 matches. My overall strength for the show, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. And we'll get to the next episode in Impact Wrestling. When I get a chance to do that review to let you know how I feel about that show too. With that being said, thank you all for watching. It's the Natural Born Thriller saying peace on the streets.